Welcome to Healer Recaps. Please like and subscribe to the channel to support me, thank you very much. The story begins in the Cretaceous period, 65 million years ago, when crocodile-dinosaur hybrids were rampant. They lived both on land and in the water, feasting on a dinosaur. A massive Tyrannosaurus rex charged at the crocodile hatchlings, causing them to flee into the water. However, as they swam, something even more terrifying forced them to swim back to shore. While the giant dinosaur was devouring one prey, a super predator shark suddenly surged from the water and swallowed it whole. Time passed, and 65 million years later, the super predator sharks were lurking in the deep layers of the ocean, 6,000 meters below the surface. This deep layer prevented them from surfacing into the ocean. Occasionally, one would emerge to attack humans, each time causing devastation to the beaches. In the previous part, the protagonist Jason Statham sent one of these super predator sharks to its demise. In this sequel, he infiltrates a cargo ship offshore where criminals are dumping toxic chemicals into the sea. Statham boarded to gather evidence of their crimes. Unfortunately, he was discovered and had to fight back. He grabbed two criminals and hurled them onto the deck with all his might. The ship was swarming with their henchmen. With no way to escape, he fought with extraordinary skill. Statham fought while on the run, kicking one henchman off the ship. A while later, he was cornered. As the ship's leaders gloated, Statham unexpectedly plunged into the sea. It was all part of his plan. At that moment, his teammates arrived in a seaplane to rescue him, swiftly taking him back to the Oceanographic Institute. The head of the Oceanographic Institute is Wu Jing. Today, he is hosting a memorial for his sister, who died in the previous film. Wu Jing introduced a newly invented super submarine, capable of diving to depths of 6,000 meters to explore the secret layers of the ocean floor. He also introduced the last captive megalodon, a super predator shark. Statham is the only person who survived an encounter with it. Everyone eagerly took photos with him. Later, his niece begged Statham to let her join the submarine expedition. He was hesitant due to the dangers involved. Unexpectedly, he noticed Wu Jing swimming with the shark. Statham shouted, fearing the super predator shark would devour him in one bite. However, Wu Jing claimed he had trained it. Soon, the super predator shark swam towards him, ready to attack. Wu Jing pressed a button, and the shark retreated. It seemed his experiment was successful. But as he grew complacent, the shark suddenly returned. Wu Jing pressed the button again but was bitten. Everyone thought he was done for. Unexpectedly, Wu Jing had a safety mechanism and survived. Meanwhile, his niece noticed the shark's unusual behavior. Later, everyone boarded a helicopter to fly to a research station in the deepest part of the ocean, preparing for a deep-sea expedition. Unfortunately, that night, the super predator shark went berserk, breaking through the metal bars and escaping into the open sea. Wu Jing and Statham boarded the Titan submersible. Two submersibles were deployed for the 6,000-meter deep exploration, an unknown territory for humanity. They planned to dive for 2 hours and then resurface. However, after only half an hour, they received a warning about an approaching gigantic creature. There was no time to escape, so they dove through the ocean's thermocline. The thermocline is a boundary separating the ocean from its deeper parts. Fortunately, the two submersibles managed to dive into the layer before the shark could bite through. They successfully evaded it but had little time to celebrate as they discovered numerous megalodons beneath the thermocline. The largest ones ever seen. According to theory, megalodons are solitary creatures, making this congregation highly unusual. They decided to take a risky move and follow the sharks to see what was happening. Indeed, they discovered the sharks were gathering below the thermocline to mate. Statham was concerned, anticipating an increase in super predator sharks. Furthermore, they found a metallic structure resembling an advanced laboratory, according to the scanner. While everyone was puzzled about who owned such advanced technology, a group of mysterious people nearby was planting bombs. It turned out they were mining vibranium from the ocean floor using explosives. The two submersibles inadvertently crossed the minefield just as the bombs exploded, putting them in grave danger. Large rocks fell, blocking all exits and severely damaging the submersibles. They were trapped at the ocean floor, over 6,000 meters deep, unable to escape. At this point, the support team at the base had lost all communication with them. The manager ordered a rescue mission, determined to retrieve the bodies if necessary. Luckily, everyone was still alive, with enough oxygen to last 72 hours. Meanwhile, the mothership reported that the batteries and engines were damaged, making it impossible to assist the submersibles in returning. Statham managed to contact the manager. The manager informed him that the rescue ship was broken, and now survival was up to them. The protagonist, feeling desperate, remembered the Titan ship that had exploded the other day. Determined not to wait for death, he ordered everyone to wear protective gear and walk outside. They would walk to the experimental base, hoping to survive. The submarine door quickly opened, and everyone began their walk. At a depth of exactly 8,000 meters, the unknown dangers made everyone extremely tense. They had to walk 3 kilometers to reach the laboratory, but soon, one member of the group was attacked. When they turned back, all they saw was his helmet. Statham quickly ordered everyone to move immediately and stay alert. Their oxygen supply was depleting fast. They hurried to reach the station in time. Suddenly, a swarm of toothy creatures attacked. They were a pack of prehistoric fish. Quickly, one person was captured and eaten, another had his oxygen mask shattered. At this rate, everyone would perish. Wu Jing used a flare to drive them away. While this drove off the immediate danger, the flare attracted sharks. As the group ran, a shark bit into the iron crane station, causing chaos. 2 people quickly became shark bait. On the surface, one person ran out of oxygen and, knowing they wouldn't survive, decided to sacrifice themselves, buying the group a little more time to escape. The group reached the intermediate compartment just in time, but 2 slower members were caught by the shark. The impact severed one person's helmet, causing it to explode under extreme pressure. The compartment expelled the water, giving the group breathable air. The exploration team was now down to 4 people. They searched the base, but found no one. It seemed those here had left in a hurry, fearing detection. Wu Jing realized they were mining vibranium, the material used to make Captain America's shield. Its value was immeasurable. The girl nearby managed to contact the mothership above. The girl on the ship guided them to the rear of the base, where there were escape pods. The group immediately moved there, but as soon as they entered, the doors automatically closed, trapping them. It turned out the communications girl was a mole. The mastermind behind everything was the deputy director of the Oceanographic Institute. She was exploiting Wu Jing's technology to mine vibranium. Furious, Wu Jing smashed the communication screen. In response, the woman started flooding the room to kill them. In this critical situation, Statham made a bold move. He exhaled all the air in his lungs and swam out to open the door. But things didn't go smoothly as he was attacked by a fish. At the last second, Statham managed to press the button to expel the water and passed out. When he woke up, he saw the mysterious man there. He was the deputy director's henchman, sent to eliminate the group. Without many words, the two engaged in a fierce fight. Meanwhile, the adjacent room was nearly flooded. In this dire situation, Statham summoned all his strength. Unexpectedly, the henchman was quite formidable, making Statham struggle. Finally, Statham managed to knock him out and then opened the compartment to rescue the 3 others. Fortunately, all 3 were still alive. They used the henchman's submarine to surface. On their way, they discovered a huge breach in the ocean's thermal layer. Prehistoric creatures began emerging from the breach. Meanwhile, the henchman, still alive, donned protective gear and clung to the submarine to the surface. The traitorous girl led people to capture the manager, but the black man surprised them with pepper spray. He then used a taser on the traitorous girl and fled. Just then, the protagonist's submarine surfaced. They saw that the base was under attack by mercenaries. The 4 of them boarded the platform and split up to act. The henchmen also surfaced, a miraculous survival. While the two managers were fleeing, they were captured by the mercenaries. But Statham suddenly attacked the mercenaries from behind, easily defeating them and rescuing his friends. Outside, the niece was preparing a boat to leave. Horrifyingly, 3 megalodons appeared. The traitorous girl saw the super predator shark swimming by, but wasn't worried, thinking her bulletproof glass would protect her. She was proven wrong as the shark attacked her, ending her role. The henchmen managed to escape by quickly closing the door. Statham's group got on a lifeboat and paddled to the shore to avoid attracting the attention of the megalodon sharks, so they couldn't use the engine and had to row gently by hand. Indeed, the megalodons swam past without attacking. However, the mercenaries were not so smart. Just as they were about to shoot the main character, a megalodon took a bite, killing them. The director, seeing her henchmen being useless, decided to personally go to the scene to take charge. At this point, Statham believed the sharks were full, so he used the engine to speed towards a nearby tourist island. On the island, thousands of people were swimming without a care, but suddenly some of them panicked as they saw dolphins fleeing from something. Dogs on the shore were barking incessantly. Quickly, a nearby cruise ship suddenly sank, and enormous octopus tentacles emerged from the water, grabbing everyone. By then, Statham's group had reached the shore. He shouted for everyone to run because of the sharks, but nobody believed him and continued to play around. Soon, 3 sharks rushed in, and it was too late for the people to escape. Those who were too far to run became prey for the sharks, turning the beach into chaos. Each time a shark opened its mouth, dozens of people were swallowed whole. Meanwhile, the director and the mercenaries had arrived on the island by helicopter. She ordered them to kill Statham's group as they knew her secret. The mercenaries began to hunt everywhere, but suddenly, they were picked off one by prehistoric fish, which had likely entered through a breach in the sea barrier. The director, frightened, returned to the plane, but unfortunately, the pilot was already dead. She grabbed a gun to defend herself, but was eaten by a fish before she could do anything. Statham wanted to save everyone, so he armed himself and rode a jet ski to kill the sharks. The megalodons immediately turned to chase him. Statham lured them away from the people near the shore. Despite his skillful maneuvers, one shark surprised him by blocking his path, causing him to fall into the sea. He quickly climbed back onto the jet ski just in time to speed away as the shark snapped at him. Meanwhile, a nurse and a black man managed to find a phone but were interrupted by a monster before they could call for help. They ran to the place where Wu Jing was being held, knowing there were monsters behind the door. Wu Jing opened the door, took advantage of the ensuing chaos to escape, and a gas tank explosion killed the surrounding monsters. The black man hurriedly called 911 for help. Statham pulled out a spear with a grenade, threw it, and exploded the shark's head. The shark turned, leaping to bite Statham, but missed. He threw a second spear, blowing its brains out, killing one of the sharks. Wu Jing and the manager reached a helicopter, only to find another monster. Wu Jing had to distract it so the manager could safely reach the helicopter. Wu Jing waited for the monster to approach and hit it with a shovel, defeating it after a tough battle, but he then saw another group of monsters chasing him. He fueled up while running, and when one monster climbed onto the helicopter, causing Wu Jing to fall, he sprayed fuel on the monsters. The manager shot a flare, burning the monsters, allowing them to escape just in time. Meanwhile, Statham was preparing to kill the second shark, but was attacked by a henchman. Statham had to fight both the shark and dodge bullets, ultimately forced to run. On the other side, a giant octopus was attacking the beachgoers. Wu Jing, in the helicopter, saw this and created a bomb to save his niece. Before he could rescue her, the helicopter was grabbed by the octopus. Wu Jing jumped out with the bomb, leaving the manager to fall with the helicopter. Statham reached the shore, still pursued by the shark, which destroyed the wooden bridge. He kicked the shark in the mouth to fend it off. The megalodon snapped the chain and furiously attacked, but Statham escaped at the last moment. Wu Jing's niece was grabbed by the octopus, and he used an iron rod to save her. Statham hid under a bridge while the henchman above was shooting wildly. Angered, Statham used a wooden plank to pierce the henchman's leg, took his gun, and smashed his face. Unluckily, blood dripped into the sea, attracting a shark that devoured the henchman. Wu Jing was grabbed by the octopus and dragged underwater, but he stabbed it with a knife, forcing it to release him. Taking advantage of the opportunity, he attached a bomb to the octopus, causing a massive explosion. Despite this, the octopus used its last strength to pull Wu Jing down. A super megalodon swam by and fought the octopus, tearing it apart, which allowed Wu Jing to escape. He tried to rescue the manager trapped in the helicopter, but a shark was approaching. Statham used a wing of the plane to distract the shark, which bit the plane wing and died. The shark's body fell into the sea, its blood spreading out. The three men swam to shore, but another super megalodon survived. Wu Jing recognized it as the shark he once raised and used a remote control to call it off. The shark turned away at the last moment, allowing them to escape. This is the end of the video. Goodbye, and see you again.